Now then, welcome back to the channel. Today we are working on the Saxo, and today we're going to get that in there. We've got a little bit of help. We've got Sig with us today. Yeah, just going to give me a hand to get the engine back in the Saxo. Right, after a bit of crowbar action, yeah, now we've got the engine in. It's quite a difficult one to get in and out with all the solid engine mounts and all that sort of stuff, but we've got new bushes and what have you in there from last year. I'm just about to fit this rear mount and we'll carry on, yeah? You did miss quite some entertaining bits, but we got on, right, and it's in. It's another day. So yesterday spent a bit of time with Sig. Thanks, Sig. We've got the engine in and spent an awful lot of time just rerouting and clipping in, yeah, the wiring harness. So I'm just left with one more terminal to figure out. Don't worry about that. That's for the lander. The exhaust is not on the car yet. So yeah, we got a lot done yesterday, a lot of messing about, a lot of, you know, whilst it's there type jobs, just to make things a bit nicer. So this morning I've just done a few little bits, just fitted the charger bracket and put the swirl pot and fuel pump, high pressure pump in there. I'm just about to change something else on the car, so what we'll do is, I've not videoed an awful lot of this for you, I'm very sorry about that, but what I will do is I'll put the camera on my head, I'm just going to crack on. Right, so something I'm changing for this year is my oil cooler outlet from the engine. Hopefully the camera's in a good place. Reason being, this used to be a road car, hence it had a thermostat in it. So I'm getting rid of the thermostat. The idea is we run quite a small oil cooler on this. I'm looking for it, but it's not on the car, okay, at the minute. So we run quite a small oil cooler because there's not a lot of room. You know, there's a lot of stuff in a small bay, okay? So the idea, no thermostat, hopefully it might take a little bit longer to get up to temp, and someone, yeah, a wise man, said to me that without a thermostat there's less friction, okay, and you might get a bit better oil pressure and things just circulate better, and without the friction of the oil going through the thermostat, you get better, you get cooler temperatures. So we'll see how true that is. I mean, I'm going to save this anyway. I'm not going to throw it away. It's a Mocal product, but we'll see. Yeah, look, Mocal, look, good quality one. We'll see how it does. So we'll take this filter off. We are full of oil, so I mean, if I lose the oil, we'll just change it anyway. Yeah, so get this off, see how much oil we lose. Hopefully I could reuse that, because that was new, that was span on at the end of last year, and it's done nothing, okay? The car's been started up a couple of times, but it's done nothing really, and it's a genuine Citroen filter. You know, they're not expensive, but it's just, well, why throw it away? We'll see how well this actually comes off as well, because, oh, easy peasy. It left the seal on there, so M12, and I'm not going to use the gun. As tempting as it is, give it one of them, not too tight, yeah. I'm never going to have any photos of how it used to be. Question is, have I got the old slam plate? Let's have a look. Right, because I am a man that keeps hold of stuff, that is a bit off. Yeah? It's a miracle that I kept that. Well, that is ugly. So it was all chewed up, the old one was all chewed up in the corner. So, there and there. And there's only one hole there, so I'd used that and then made another hole. Okay. How natural does that fall? There and there. So, and pretty much well, flush with the curvature of that one's easy to do, but this one is about there. So, and then I'll just need to find a new home for that clip, which probably go in the middle. I am happy that I kept that, I can tell you. I am happy about that. There we go. There's the brand new, there's the first dent in the brand new cross member. Right, and then all he needs to do is find some drill bits. I'll just drop the ramp a little bit. Ooh. Right then, you go there. I need to make some replacement hoses, so I'll show you why. Oil cooler pipes, as you can see, not nice, that is it. So I'm going to replace that one. What are you? All right, thank you. Fresh hose, which I hope is hopefully the right size and length. It looks the right size. From Torx, yeah, 18 quid. Oh, oh. I don't know how that looks on the camera, but that's pretty much, it might be about an inch too long, but woo, yeah, wow, that's yeah, well, okay. We'll take that. The thing with cutting this as well, the thing with cutting it is it likes to fray. Some people use a grinder, some people use like pipe, squeezy, clippy, cutty things. I don't know if that should be bandsawed or what, but one thing you've got to do, right, if you just, look, especially if you're using this sort of stuff, you know, a smaller diameter, but for fuel, you're going to get that in your injectors straight away. So, right, we need to undo this one from the oil cooler. So, let's just put you over there. If you're looking at all of this stuff, this is not mine. It is Saxo. So is that, VTS. But I've got, if I've not already said it, I've got Will's Time Attack Saxo in the shop. And yesterday we had a delivery of parts. We've been waiting about a week and a half on Pug One Off to deliver some bits. We do have, if it's not already come out, a vlog on that car, on the work progress of what's going on with that. So it's basically some oil management is going on. Question is, will that come out? It's a question, because these are barbed. If that won't come out, like I say, I've got some more, and they don't even know if they're designed to come out. Oh yeah, but there is, I'm sure. Is there an O-ring? Not in there, there isn't. No, just completely interference. Yeah, no O-rings. And that, yeah, that just, if you haven't done one of these before, you essentially cut your pipe, push this down, and then screw them together. And this has got some teeth in there, so it pulls the pipe onto the fitting. Yeah. Torx. I would say Torx, the Torx brand, is the cheapest decent fitting. I've tried cheap, like the cheapest bottom of the range ones, AN fittings or dash fittings, what I can't remember what you call them, and you see this movement here, yeah, so these are, it's supposed to do that. It's sealed, don't worry, it is sealed, but they're just, if you've used them, they're just shit and they leak. All right, they're just not right. They seem all right when you're putting them together, but they're just, avoid the cheapest ones. I mean, Hell Performance do some good ones. Goodridge, can't think, there's another one, can't think who they are, but yeah, Torx one, I mean that AN10 90 degree, probably 20 quid. If you bought a cheaper alternative one, about 15, and honestly you'll be buying the same part twice. Ask me how I know, because I have done that, so, and I've seen people do it as well. Just avoid it. This pipe is ugly. It's really ugly. So just take this out of here. So if my memory serves me right, it was a 90 degree that went on that end, so make sure it goes back on there. That, and then I've got to recover you out of here, a bit crispy. I'm hoping that none of that is sharp and spiky. I don't want to come out. Crumbling in my hands. There we go. Right. Yeah, so that camera's looking at the right thing, I think. I'm just guessing, but yeah, it wasn't going to go through, but it's just, that's ugly, yeah, and I'm not going to leave that on the car. So in short, something like this, yeah, in the oil cooler, and you see here the alternator had a fire, yeah. The alternator had a fire last year, because looking back at it, I think it was that seal spraying out oil on here, and then yeah, the rest is it is what it is, isn't it? So right, you can go down there. I want to clean this out. Right, just giving that a good clean. Now I can't find I can only find some Mickey Mouse versions of these, yeah, some unbranded ones. So the Torx, they're going back on, yeah, we know the work, so we're happy with them, aren't we? So let's unwind. Will I live to regret this? Unwind the masking tape. It's got a nice crisp end on that, hasn't it? So we'll get one of these on there. God, it's got a long way to go yet. It's a thing that you will find if you use it. Again, this is branded Torx pipe and fittings. If you're using unbranded stuff, you'll find that the pipe might just slip straight in, not be a very good interference fit. Now, it is a pain in the backside getting these in. Some people might use a little bit of oil on there. I'll try oil on the other one. It's been a while since I've made some pipes of this size. I've done some fuel pipes recently, and it was quite straightforward to make up. But yeah, buy the cheap ones, and the fit like, you know. So let's try and get, I think that did it. Yeah. So you're not going to see, but I'll show you anyway, so maybe you can see on a big screen. Yeah, but it's gone all the way, goes to about where my thumbnail is, about how far in it'll go. So I'm not going to oil that one, because if I can do it without, then Yeah, and I did flush it out with a brake cleaner. Plenty of, you've always got to flush out the, clean the holes out. So again, we need to get this on here. Oh, it started a bit nicer than the other one. So we're about halfway, and I found that, I don't know if you heard that, but made a very positive slide and a clunk. But we're in, yeah. One hose, so these are already got a bit of oil on, so the oil on the end there helps everything go together. So you'll probably be able to do a certain part of this by hand, and then you'll probably need a spanner. Now I used to be, I mean this is my car, okay? Now I used to be absolutely terrified of putting a spanner on, you know, because they're aluminium and you can make them scratch and da-da-da. Hence why I bought the proper aluminium AN spanners. I think they're called AN spanners anyway. But yeah, look, don't be too afraid of them. There's special vice clamps and everything. So I just go until they stop, and once they stop, that's basically it. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to do that with them. And then the ends of them, they still move, yeah, still get them on whatever you need to get them on. So that was that pipe, wasn't it? And now again, a bit of oil on there already, nice and clean by the looks of it. Give it a push, and then just start to thread it or not. It's a lot tighter, that one. Something that you should consider is that when you're screwing this into here, that you're not pulling this part off the hose, otherwise you'll have no hose inside there. So when I hold them, I often put my thumbnail at the start point, and then when you have done, if the fitting's moved away, you'll know. You could put masking tape on there or something, but like, I'm just going to do this one real quick, and then we'll be back to fitting this, okay? Right, so with that pipe done, I've just got my supercharger out of the cupboard there. It's been sat there for 4 months or something like that. Reservoir's still full. So yeah, I mean, that essentially is adding 200 brake to the car. So we'll get this charger a bit of a, I could have cleaned it beforehand, couldn't I? Get the charger a bit of a clean. Let's have a look at the size of the compressor for you guys. Yeah, so wheel looks in good condition. One of our sponsors for the car, we've never really done much with them, is UK Superchargers. Let's just give them a little shout. Okay, UK Superchargers, and been saying for a little while, yeah, Dave has been saying, get your charger sent in, Stu, we'll get a T2 in it. So they do an upgrade for this, that's a C3094, and we think with a T2 upgrade we could get a bit more power. Percentage wise, it's hard to say. With standard size valves and everything, I mean, this car, that with a good traction on the belt runs 1.7 bar, which is ridiculous really. That's over 25 psi. I think what I would like to, I've got plans to build a better engine, a bigger capacity engine, and I think when we do that we'll put some larger than stock size valves in there, and we'll go for that bigger charger at the time. We'll try and chase 400 horsepower with a TU and a supercharger. It's easy to do with a turbo, but you don't get the delivery, the power delivery with a turbo that you get, that's so nice with a supercharger. So right, I'm going to probably cobble all this lot together off camera, because I'm going to clean it, and I've got to sort of marry these two together, yeah, like that, and then they want mounting, and it's, yeah, so right, I'll do that and I'll be back in a sec. Got the cooling package in, and the last thing we was discussing was these, yeah, so I did run into an issue where I want to change one of the old hoses, so that's why that's not fully built up, but nonetheless I think we've had some good progress on the car today. Exhausts on, chargers on, Supercharger belt is on as well, it's all tensioned up. There's no coolant in the engine. There's oil, but that's going to be changed. We've got the gearbox oil in there. All the wiring's tucked in. Quite happy with the way that it's all gone together. It is quite a difficult one to work on. There's so much in such a small bay. Remembering that there's, you know, by the time you've got your bumper and headlights and everything in there, everything's, you know, sort of quite compact. But right, I guess that will sort of bring us to the end of maybe this little video. Bit short and sweet, not gone the way I thought it would do with regards to filming and content. But look, I'll keep at it. I'll keep working at these videos. I'll get better and keep providing you with content. So next for this is that hose, and then build the front end up, and then test the electrics in the car as well. I suppose we could test them before we built it up, but either way, I'll see you on the next one. Will it be a garage video? Will it be a Saxo vlog? Who knows? See you next time.